Hey guys, we're Roxabox90 here with an update to the You Make the Card. So for those who haven't been following, Wizards is allowing us as a community to make a card that will appear, it will be a real card from basically ground up and will appear in a real set, hopefully a set within reasonable distance of us so that we actually can see it and see it in action. So what's been voted on so far, for those who haven't followed, we have a black enchantment. That's the template we have to work with right now. So they're trying to figure out right now the rules text and a working name. The name obviously can change. The rules text is the main thing, but just so you have an idea what we're looking at here. So they had 1 billion submissions, 7,709 submissions. They probably would have had a lot more if they'd given more than 2 days to work on it, or 3 days before they closed the submissions, and if they hadn't limited it to the US. And I think maybe Canada. Either way, it was fairly limited, and a lot of people were cut out, which is kind of sad. But hopefully we can all now vote in, and I think that also is out of the US. You can vote, so that's awesome. Hopefully, I think that's how it works. So let's look at the 8 that they've handpicked out from the thousands of submissions, and they're doing is they're having a classic. Well, a lot of cards were based on like playing around with Necropotence, which is one of the most broken black enchantments ever. So they were just pointing that out, and then you can check out this article. I'll post it in the description. But anyway, so we have here a tournament. We have 8 to work with, and then we're going to cut down to 4, and then to 2, and then to 1, which I presume Wizards will tweak anything based on playtesting and so on, and we'll see what happens. I'm sure there'll be lots of stuff going on. Anyway, contenders. So for the first two were that are in battle. You have Consuming Contract and Double Down. So Double Down, exile 2 cards with the same name from graveyards. You draw a card. Consuming Contract, I think, is a lot more interesting. That's the one I'm going to personally vote for. At the beginning of your upkeep, you choose one. You draw 2 cards and lose 2 life, so Sign in Blood, or destroy target creature, or something. They're not sure. Originally, it was something like that you can cast a spell without paying its mana cost, but they realized that was totally broken, so they threw that out. So they're going to fill it up with something, but not sure yet. If it's chosen, I'm sure we'll figure that out. And then lastly, or you lose the game. You can't choose the same mode twice, and you have to choose one every upkeep. So I think that's really cool. You have this like awesome contract, and then it devours you if you don't win before it's up. So I think that's fantastic. I really like Consuming Contract. Double Down is funky. It could definitely work in the right decks, but I'm going to vote for Consuming Contract. I really like that, the design on that card. Then we have the next 2, Blood in the Watering Can. At the beginning of at the beginning of each end step, if you lost life this turn, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Mass Mummification. The card enters the battlefield with 13 bandage counters on it. Beginning of your upkeep, each player's life total becomes the number of bandage counters on it, then remove a bandage counter from it, and the next turn it's less. So it's like a countdown. 13 is a lot, though. It's definitely going to be some sort of casual or maybe EDH styled card. I personally don't find that interesting. We have had that card from Return to Ravnica, I think it was, that halves life totals. I think that was more interesting than this one would be. And the other one, yeah, Blood in the Watering Can is really not crazy, but I like that you'll benefit if you suffer. So I'm going to go Blood in the Watering Can. Mass Mummification is cute, but I like that card better. I forget what it's called. So we're going to go Blood in the Watering Can. That's my vote. Then Soul Feaster's Rising versus Revenge of Necromancy. Soul Feaster's Rising, whenever a creature dies, exile it, put a Rising counter on it. As long as it has 5 or more Rising counters, it's a 7/7 demon with all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled. So it's kind of like a Necrotic Ooze variant, except it's big. And it's potentially interesting because you can take from any creature exiled, so you can even select. You kill certain creatures so that you make sure you get their abilities and stuff. It's a little costly and a little awkward design, my personal feeling about it. It's cute. Not something I would necessarily want from this. So maybe not. Revenge of Necromancy, I personally prefer. I think it's really cool. Whenever an opponent discards a creature card, you put a 2/2 black zombie into play. Whenever an opponent discards a land card, you add 2 black to your mana pool. Whenever an opponent discards a non-creature, non-land card, you draw a card. So I think that's really fun that you work to make your opponents discard stuff, and the discard benefits you. It's kind of like those old school Megrim decks, except this one's infinitely more varied, and I think it's really, really cool design. I like that more than Sulfuse's Rising. So I'm going to go with Revenge of Necromancy as my thing. I don't want to make the video too long, so that would be my choice. And then the last two, Eldritch Rites, sacrifice a non-creature token, a non-token creature. English at midnight. You may cast target black instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. So it gives it flashback, basically, but it exiles it. Sack a non-token creature to give an instant or sorcery in your graveyard flashback. Okay, interesting. Demonic Bargain. Card name enters the battlefield with X Doom counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a Doom counter and draw a card. If card name has no Doom counters on it, sack it and give your opponent a 5/5 black indestructible flying demon. So I guess the idea is it's kind of like a Phyrexian Arena, but you don't suffer a penalty until it dies, and then they get a powerful creature. All right, this is actually closer. Closer for me. I mean, this is really 50-50 for me. I could go either way. I like Eldritch Rites a little more, just because I like graveyard shenanigans more than, like, even more than this sort of card draw shenanigans. Like, this is like a weird necropotency-like thing, albeit in reverse. It helps your opponent. It doesn't just make you suffer, and it's not as powerful. But Eldritch Rites, I'm going to go with Eldritch Rites. I mean, it could be either way. I would say either one. So I voted for each pair of cards. You guys should go do it now too. I don't know if tell me below in the comment section if you agree with my decisions and you're just going to vote like I did, where you disagree, what you think would be cooler. If you had a design that was similar or wasn't chosen that's similar to what they have that you'd like to see, any sort of comment, put them in the comment section. Sorry the video is a little long. Please go vote. Use this opportunity to help make an awesome community card together as a community. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're Xbox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.